All right, a very dark man. I think your skin is becoming light.
Martins would say. You may not be darker than me, but I appreciate what you've done.
All right, then, to our next story. You know, the slang Yahoo refers to a group of internet fraudsters who have adopted it as a way of life. That there is a school where this infamous lifestyle is taught is the height of rubbing insult upon injury. The Lagos State Police Command has uncovered a building in the Iju area used for internet fraud training, popularly known as Yahoo School. 4 experts, among them 2 siblings who had been, they've been at the school, were arrested along with 6 trainees. Are we awake? Are we awake?
It beats my imagination. I mean, this is not the first time this is happening. I think about 2 months ago, the police raided a whole building in Lagos where about 700 Chinese nationals were arrested, and some Nigerians and Nigerian collaborators doing a similar thing like this. Now, this raid, the report by Benjamin Hundeyin, the statement he released on Friday disclosed that 10 of the trainees were recruited from Anambra. I mean, if you see the names, they are all names from a particular part of the country.
Yeah.
Of course, it mentioned that 10 of them were recruited from Anambra. I mean, you came all the way from Anambra to Lagos to come and learn how to defraud people. Yahoo Plus, internet frauds, I mean, all those scam marriages and what have you. That is what they are being taught to do. I mean, I can't imagine that. Now,
Sorry, would you know if they are giving certificates? I don't know.
maybe until we dig deeper. I mean, but one thing which Hundeyin said, which I quite like, is that the case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department, and that the owner of that building should report at Yabatu at the SCSD. And also cautioned that landlords, caretakers, realtors renting out their apartments should find out what use that apartment will be put into, because they might be culpable. In fact, they will be culpable. Because where you allow criminals to fester, to be trained, you are also culpable. It's like somebody letting out his house to armed robbers. By the time they come for a raid, that place becomes a crime scene.
Yeah.
So whether you are the owner of the property or you are the caretaker or whatever, you are also liable, because you should profile whoever you are putting in your apartment.
Yeah.
So kudos to the police, but they still need to do more, because there are several of such schools everywhere. Several. In fact, they even have online classes.
Okay.
So the police need to do more. And it's a good one that they have been able to bust this one. But they really, I mean, these guys are youngsters. You could look at their age, 22, 18, 19. Those who are still supposed to either be in school or youth service or
going through
a trade, a learning process. But they are rather, they want to choose the quick the quick, cruel, and fast way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everybody wants to be another hush puppy. Yes, that's what they want to do. But then they should know that they will always have their day in court.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The justice will be served. It won't last forever.
Yeah, because so sometimes you begin to ask, how did we get here?
Yeah, it's because parents, I can say the community is failing in the area of bringing up kids.
Yeah.
Kids are supposed to be brought up to be moral champions. But that is not the case anymore. In fact, if you are fraudulent and you have so much money, the society will hail you to high heavens. They will lay the red carpet for you to pass. And people who are decent, who stubbornly hold on to the truth, who have strength of conviction, we hate them. We call them names. We disparage them. If a policeman is so rigid in the performance of his duties, he becomes the object of hate, ridicule, and disrespect from his colleagues and even people outside of the police force. So we ought to teach, as parents, we ought to teach moral rectitude at all times.
Yeah.
The Yorubas will say, that your son is not a dry cleaner or a washerman. Washerman,
And
as
they
they are
go,
called.
and they go ahead to say, Kakakogenika umborokafu, rather than clip the finger.
I will get there. So rather than your son is not a washerman, he brings clothes home.
Yeah.
You should ask questions. You should ask him where he gets those clothes. If his job is not to wash people's clothes, how come
He's having
he has so many clothes in his custody? So, and just as you said, rather than cut the finger, you are actually adorning the finger with rings.
give him the impetus.
Yes, that means you are encouraging him to continue to do evil. These days, we even hear of parents forming themselves into groups, parents of Yahoo boys.
I heard that.
The prevalence,
I thought,
the prevalence of advanced fee fraud in our country is worrisome. More and more young people seeing some of their colleagues make it from Yahoo Plus or Yahoo Plus Plus, which involves even the use of money-making rituals, are also taken to it. They don't want to look for work anymore. They just believe that once they're out of school, there are no jobs out there. And rather than take to farming or hard work, generally, go for hard work, they want to do Yahoo. And once they become rich, even their parents will be proud of them. That is why this thing will not stop. Hush Puppy and other people who of questionable character, they get hailed by musicians in our country. Our people praise them to high heavens. They love them. That's why young people want to be like such people who will go into a nightclub and spend about 10 million at once. They want to live such lives of luxury and pleasure. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to get their hands soiled in hard work. They simply want to make money through fraudulent means. After all, Hush Puppy and the rest of them, they make money through fraudulent means and they are popular. So that is how we got here. The descent to immorality in our country is something of tremendous concern. We need our schools, the National Orientation Agency needs to come up with a project that prioritizes living in the right way and showing that decency, moral latitude, fantastic work ethos pay in the final analysis. The get-rich-quick syndrome is something that we have to attack. We have to get our young people to realize that there is nothing they gain from this get-rich-quick syndrome because ultimately it is destruction that will come their way. Now, you can see the EFCC, they raid hotels all over the place, because you see a boy of barely 15 years, he will bring in guests of his own age. They will lodge in hotels, take over most of the rooms in the hotels. That's why they are raiding them. And in the process, the EFCC will embarrass innocent people who are not fraudsters, who just came to have a good time on their own. It's not a crime to have a good time. White people set aside their time, maybe during their annual leave, to come and enjoy in other parts of the world. Yeah. You see them at the beaches and all that.
They call it vacation.
Yes, they don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
So our people too, those who have made their money genuinely, they have the right to take their families out to go and enjoy life outside of their communities of residence. But if they, sometimes when they are in those hotels, the EFCC will come, will tell everybody to hands up, they will raid the place, and then take these innocent people away. Because they are looking for Yahoo boys. I was in one hotel in Abeokuta. I was shocked at the number of young boys who are barely 17. And I saw even some of their homemakes too, some of them with barely breasts on their chest. They were there, they were just
smoking shisha.
And they lodged here.
Yes.
Well, we can... at such a young age, people already exposed to sex and alcohol. We are losing it. Citizens, we are losing it. We are losing it. It's a big problem. Everybody, every young person now wants to be involved in Yahoo, especially the young men. Look, today, if there is vacancy, you conduct a test. Throw it open. You see that more guests will pass the test than men.
Yes. Yeah.
Because a lot of the men are not even interested in this work, office work. A lot. They're not interested.
They don't want to go within the ranks. No.
They want to get rich quickly.
They want to blow. They call it. They want to blow.
And
be doing oble.
But what we are saying is not is without prejudice to those young men and women who are making hay, showing the way.
People, our young people, a lot of them are very creative. They are very brilliant. They are very inventive. You see them, creating even apps that give them so much money.
Fintech.
Yes, they are into fintech and all that.
Now, those who are into music and entertainment,
Wizkid is a boy I admire. No less so Davido. They are young men. They believe in industry. In the creative inventiveness.
But these other characters, these Yahoo characters, and Yahoo, there's Yahoo, there's Yahoo, there's Yahoo Plus. I mean, they all have different grades. What they want to do is they want to be like a Wizkid and like a Davido and like us.
They want to have money like them.
They want to have money like them. So, I mean,
without working for it.
You see them at the poolside of hotels, tiny things. They're smoking, puffing, doing all sorts of. Most of them are still probably in school or they have dropped out of school. So you want to know.
Even when they are in school, they don't really go to class. They don't go to class.
What is their source of income?
They bribe their teachers. They don't go to class. Many of these schools, some of these universities here, there is particularly one in the southwest. That is so notorious for the number of Yahoo boys that are there. That school is not far away from where I'm talking. They're so notorious for the number of Yahoo boys. Those boys don't go to class. They will bribe their teachers and they will pass. It's such a terrible thing. Now you have schools where you train people on advance fee, fraud. Come on.
Internet.
Let me drop this here. Many years ago, specifically in the Second Republic, my TV colleague used to ask before he ran his show, do you know where your daughter is? Do you know where your son is? People would laugh. But BKO and MJ, 40 years after, that question is still relevant.
It's even more relevant today.
Yes, it's worse now.
It's even worse.
It's a lot worse now.
Many people don't know what their children are doing.
Yes.
They couldn't be bothered. Oh, they have brought the money home, and you are applauding them.
And they are not prepared to read.
There's a movie.
There's a reluctance to read.
There's a movie I would recommend to young, growing parents. It's called Adolescence. You should go and watch it. A 13-year-old boy killed his girlfriend. It took the police. In fact, the father couldn't believe it. Because this boy is always at home, always in his room.
Okay.
13-year-old.
Selling a dummy.
Yes. But the mom said at times he'll go to his room around 1 a.m. You see that he's still on, he will knock. What are you still doing? It's on phone or watching something. It was so clinical, you wouldn't suspect.
All right, we'll leave it there, but let the debate continue. We are losing it.